Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Welcome to our Tuesday night Real Ops live stream. Oh, this is busy. But what great model matching from AIG. There's all sorts of different liveries showing over there. I think is there a Singapore heavy that's just pushed back as well. VATSIM ATC is lit up tonight across Germany. I think Zurich's got an event as well. So yeah, I think tonight's going to be really busy. Very realistic, lots of ATC, so we're going to have to keep our head in the game a little bit here. So apologies in advance if I miss things in the chat. Quite a few of you actually playing? How dare I? Flying alongside us tonight on VATSIM as well, so that's great to see. So good evening, everyone. Good evening. Who have we got in the chat already? So many of you. Thanks so much. Digital Flight Deck. So good to be flying with you in what seems like forever. Hopefully you've now got your sim up and running, so that's all good. So good evening to you, Digital. Hello, Darren, Dr. Magic, Wayne, Simon, Vaughn, Brian, Lewis, Christian, Klaus, Nick, Martin McK8484. I'm sure there's a reason behind that name. Danny, hello to you. Nicholas Rise, hi, Dark Fury, and we've got so many others as well. We've got GD. Sorry, I'm just literally scrolling through the chat here. Obi-Wan, hope the AIG installing is going well. Quantum Mechanics, yes, live on Twitch as well for you watching on Twitch. We're also streaming to Facebook, so hello to anyone that is watching on Facebook as well. Zeke's hello to you as well. Indeed, it is a busy night, so really looking forward to this. So full disclosure, we are on live weather as always, but we are not on live time. I thought a nice morning flight again. I'm kind of hooked on these daytime flights at the minute. Ever since they brought the clouds back into much closer to the former Sim Update 5 glory, I'm really liking the look of them. And of course, dawn and sunset always looks phenomenal, doesn't it? Yeah, here we are. I've just realised the overhead banner isn't loaded yet, so let me just sort that out for you, and then that should be up and running any second now. So indeed, we are headed tonight to Vienna. Now, there's a chance that it could be a little blustery on arrival. There's a small chance we could have gusts up to 40 knots. Thankfully, that is not a full crosswind, otherwise we wouldn't be allowed to land, of course. But we're going to keep an eye on that as we fly. I think the flight time is a little over an hour and 10 minutes, or it might be a little under an hour and 10 minutes, something like 1 hour and 9. Operational flight plan then. I know plenty of you like following along with the operational flight plan, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop that into the chat on YouTube for those of you that are following along. And of course, if you are here, please do hit the like button on that stream. I usually ask you guys to do it right at the end. I've just realised actually, if more people like it right at the start of the stream, then it just recommends the channel and the stream to more people, which obviously I really appreciate. So we're going to go and just pin the message to the top of the chat in YouTube. So there's the operational flight plan if anyone wants to be perusing that. I mean, Christian, are you flying with it? Christian, I think you're designated PM today. HD is otherwise engaged. He won't mind me telling you. He's in the sky somewhere, which is great. So yeah, Christian, promotion. Get reading that OFP. See if there's anything I'm going to miss. Look at that, Singapore Airlines. What is it? Is it 777? Heading out there somewhere. I saw that on VATSIM. I thought, oh, when I load in, is that going to have the correct model matching? And there it is indeed. So wonderful to to see. Right, let me just go ahead, get rid of the text there. We'll also clear the chat window. So we'll go ahead, get in, and start getting set up. So Alan, you're always great to look at the tutorials. You learn a lot. You're so very welcome, Alan. And yeah, if I mean, if there's any tutorials anyone ever wants to see made, just drop me a message somehow. Always look for new ideas on new tutorials. Von McLean, you're not flying with us tonight. You're struggling with cold. I've had that over the weekend. Thankfully not the big C, but there you go. It should be the little C, shouldn't it? Brian, doesn't HD get Wi-Fi in his flight deck? No, that's well above his pay grade. Let's get on board. So we are flying the developer build of the fly-by-wire aircraft now. Of course, this is the latest version, so we have new weights. We have a new dry operating weight with us today, which is nice. Things are looking much more realistic now with regards to that dry operating weight. Passenger loading is done through the McDo, as it was previously, but refueling, if you want to refueling, that is done over on the fly pad. Ooh, what's that weather that's about to hit me in real life in what looks like an hour or so? Oh, I have to walk Captain George after this stream. That needs to hold off because that's just going straight ahead. Christian, that's good to know. Runway 33 is active for the departure, so that's good. Nice short taxi indeed as well. Christian, you're on it. I like it. Great to have you. Let's pull that information through there. QNH 100. Where's my pen? 1002. You know, you should never fly on VATSIM or in real life without a pen. So that's all good. We're going to get some refueling underway. In fact, no, we're not, before I do anything, because I can't get passengers on board until the APU is running. So we're going to get that APU running. So we'll oh, not turn those off. Let's start that APU. 1, 2, 3. APU is started. We'll get that up and running, and then, as I say, the passengers can get on board as well. Right, so the operational flight plan, if we have a quick look, we have got plug fuel of 4.6 tons. Well, there is a lot of traffic on VATSIM tonight. There's the chance of those heavy winds coming in later on. It's only a 40% probability, but it is windy anyway, and I'm just thinking, you know what, if we have to go around and there's a lot of traffic and we get put into holds and things, so I'm justifying, I'm going to load half a ton extra, which may seem a bit excessive, but better safe than sorry, and I'm not paying for it. So we're going to go with 5.1 tons of extra fuel. So let's go to our fueling page, get that on. Oh, that's the other thing as well. The aircraft now loads with much more realistic fuel on board. Look at that, 3.5 ton or just over, which is far better than 9 tons. You'd never normally land with 9 tons unless you were tankering. APU's available, so let's just go ahead and get that APU bleed on. Start that chrono. So what did I say we were going to load? We're going to load 4.1 tons of fuel. Let's go ahead and get that. No, not 5.1 tons of fuel. So let's go ahead and sort that. And that's estimated to take a couple of minutes. So refueling is underway. Nicholas, I'm pretty certain we'll still be here in 15 minutes. We do real ops flights, so there's a lot of setting up. Quantum Makes, I really did enjoy VR. I hadn't had a chance to try track out, not yet. Right, so refueling's underway. Let's go through and do our normal flow. So it's a bit of a turnaround state. We've got the overheads all fine and where it should be, so that's good. We'll come down to the center 1002 pedestal. We've got the audio control panel is all fine. VHF1, VHF2 is currently on Unicom. We need to contact ATC because they are online at the moment, I think. And we've got switching panel, thrust levers, masters, spoilers, flaps, parking brake, etc. All looking fine, everything where it should be. Up to the glare shield there, we'll just turn that up a little bit. And yeah, that's all good. Let's get flight directors 1 and 2 on. Ooh, what have I done? I've pushed something. There we go. Flight directors 1 and 2, constraints. There we are. Yeah, and I just know that from looking at the charts before the flight, I'm expecting our initial clearance to be 5,000 feet, which is why I've got that on the FCU at the moment. The screens, etc., brightness, all of that is fine. We've got the ILS alignment is done, refueling is currently underway, and ECAM pressure is all good. Right, so it's been over a minute. Let's get the passengers on board, shall we? So I'll just get pack 1 on. Tell ATC, not ATC, tell the cabin crew that it's time they started boarding, and we'll get going.
Cabin crew, we're all happy with how things are up here, so now open the doors and start letting our passengers on board. Thank you.
No problem.
So with the passengers coming on board, then let's get the box set up. So we've done our OFP request, 173 passengers, so we can start that boarding time. Let's just check all that actually, make sure that's correct. Just because this is a new sim brief profile, a new aircraft. Zero fuel weight surely isn't that low. No, that can't be right. Stop the boarding. Send that off again. Our zero fuel weight is absolutely not that, and our payload should not be 496. Where's he getting that from? I can't edit the payload either. The payload should be 17992. I shouldn't be able to alter this here. No. Well, that's annoying. Oh, unless, hang on a minute, is that actually just increasing as we go? Oh, it could be. That's what it's doing. So again, another small change. Your payload here used to tell you what it was going to be. I may have missed that if it did originally. Now it's just telling me what it is as those passengers are coming on board. So that's why. And obviously the zero fuel weight is changing as the passenger weights are added to the aircraft. Something else to get used to. Okay, well, while that's going ahead, then onto the data page. IRS, we've got the 3nav green and aircraft status. LEAP engine, so we've got the right engine data and the valid air exciting. Matthew, Clubridge, yeah, you were right. Danny, right as well. Dark Fury, yeah, I should have just waited for you guys, shouldn't I? You all know. Christopher, it takes ages to board the passengers now. It's probably just a little bit more realistic, isn't it? Let's face it, how long does it take to board 170 odd passengers? You're looking at a good 20 minutes or so. So that's probably about right. By the time we've done all the briefing, emergency briefs, etc., I'm sure it'll be fine. Now, the only thing that I am going to have to wait over the course is if it's going to take that long for the gross weight to go up to where it needs to be, then the fuel performance page may have to wait just a little bit. Anyway, let's continue. So onto the init A page, we do our init request. There's the uplink. So our alternate today is Lima, Zulu, India, Bravo. Oh, clear the scratch pad first. Always worthwhile doing. Just try that again. Lima, Zulu, India, Bravo. So this is not a real flight plan, this, guys, as you can probably tell by the channel call sign of Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, costing X of 8. Now the cruise flight level, again pulled in from SimBrief, which isn't quite correct. Our cruise flight level is actually flight level 350. So that's a temperature of -51. The tropopause then is... Actually, that's really close. That's very close. I'm going to leave that. So, on to the flight plan page. So we're expecting runway 33 for departure today. That is on the Rama 4 Gulf. Pop that in. So, the arrival into Vienna We're expecting runway 29. I think that is. So that's going to be ILS 29 on the Takeoff 7 Whiskey. And there should be a transition there, which is... Where's my charts gone? Oh, have I not even got my charts up? I did have my charts up. But they were on the tablet, and you guys can't see that, so let me just load the Navigraph charts up. There we go. So it's the Takeoff 7 Whiskey, and it is the Mabud 5 mic transition. Now, just see how this is actually going to work in the sim. So, do you have the ability to put any transitions in there? No, we don't. Let's pop insert in, and we'll scroll through, check what the navigation display looks like. So what we should see is something similar to this. Mikov to Mabud, and then from Mabud down to all the whiskies 9, 6, 7, 6, 5, 6, 1, 5, 9, etc. Let's just go check that out. There'll be discontinuity as well to clear as we go through that. There we go. Ah, that looks pretty good actually. Oh, there you are. It's all brought it in exactly as we had planned. So, time and distance 506 miles. I've got 471 miles, so there is still a slight discrepancy there, but flight plan looks good from a viewing point of view. So that's all okay. Onto the RadNav page then. A couple of things I'm going to put here for the RadNav. So, situational awareness, we're going to put the Alpha Lima Fox in there. And that's going in VOR2. And once it's found it, there we go. And I'm going to put the Hamburg VOR in VOR1. Let's get those turned on as well. I'm also going to pop in for our engine out procedure. Hamburg VOR on there. And a radial of 006. Wayne, you think I should be playing Christmas songs throughout the flights? It's not Christmas until tomorrow. Oh, guys, you can talk about this during the flight, but how many people have got an elf appearing tonight? Ah, I hate that. Elf. Right, there we go. All looks good. That's set. That's the inbound track. Right turns. Beautiful. Pop that back into arc mode for us. Onto the init B page then. So this is where the weights of the passengers need to be all in before you calculate your zero fuel weight. Now, looking at that, I think... Oh no, it's still going up. Right, I can't do that just yet then. In that case, I'm going to just have to leave the init B page for a moment. We'll go to the performance page, in which case it's going to be flaps 1. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction, acceleration altitude here in Hamburg is 1. 5, 3, 5, and then 3, 0, 3, 5. Noise abatement 2. Sorry, noise abatement 1. And engine acceleration is 1035. There we go. Calculate these V-speeds. Now again, I don't actually want to calculate the V-speeds until we've got the gross weight of the aircraft. So, whilst I'm just waiting for that, let's just see what ATC we've got online and who we're going to be contacting. So, we've got the tower online, which is 12685. So
Hamburg Tower, guten Abend, Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie, Gate 0 for Alpha Information Call, frequency startup.
Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie, Hamburg Tower, good evening, sir.
Yeah, you're cleared to destination Frankfurt via the AMLO 9 Golf departure out of runway 33. Flight plan route, squawk 2522. Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie, cleared to Frankfurt via AMLO 9 Golf departure, initial climb, flight, correction. Runway 33 and squawk 2522. Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie, repeat correct, startup is approved.
Hamburg Tower Moin, Lufthansa 04 Yankee, position 61 Info Golf, also requesting startup for Frankfurt.
Some aircraft going to Frankfurt this evening.
Information Golf is correct. Startup is approved. Cleared to your destination via the AMLO 9 Golf departure out of runway 33. Flight plan route, squawk 2526.
Colin Evans, good evening to you.
Lufthansa 04 Yankee, startup is approved, cleared Frankfurt via AMLO 9 Golf departure out of runway 33, flight plan route, squawk 2526.
Lufthansa 04 Yankee, repeat correct.
Tower, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand 1-2, requesting our fire clearance as filed to Vienna, and we have information Golf on board.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Hamburg Tower, good evening, information Golf is correct. You're cleared to your destination Vienna via the Rama 4 Golf departure out of runway 33. Flight plan route, squawk 2515.
Cleared via departure 33 planned route Rama 4 Golf departure and squawk 2515 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, repeat is correct, startup is approved, go for pushback.
We'll go 34 Alpha Mike. So 2515, that is all of the departure information that we expected, and that's the right
evening, sir. You're cleared to destination Vienna.
I'm just going to come off ATC for a moment. DC good, indeed VATSIM is very busy tonight, so looking forward to quite a realistic flight this evening. So I'm still waiting for passengers to board and that gross weight to be done. So before I can go through and do the performance calculations in a B page, let's talk about the overall departure. So here we are at stand 1-2. Our departure runway is 33, directly behind us almost, so that's going to be nice and simple. We'll expect to push back facing south, very short taxi, so we'll try and get as much done as we can straight after pushback, because there's not going to be much time to hang around various checklists and things, so we want to be quite swift with those. So pushing back facing south, departing probably via Bravo 1, well yeah, I would say definitely via Bravo 1. On departure then, we do have a speed restriction, a max 210 knots until passing Hamburg 253. Let's check the characteristic speeds there. Right, so at the moment clean speed is good, however, as though that weight increases, that, yeah, you've just seen that, that's actually just jumped to 210, so there's a chance we may have to fly that flaps one. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. So let's just bring that into our scan so we're aware of it. Other than that, the next thing I need to do is I just want to check that all of these waypoints match up. So let's just go through and go through on the flight plan page and check that. So we've got our first turn, which is at well, it's actually at 670 feet, it's got 500 in there, but then we've got 253, 104, hang on a minute, no it's not, getting confused here, 253, yeah, then it's 259, 155, and then out to Rama, that is correct. Okay, all of those look good. Christian, use the automatic flap retraction. We did it once, didn't we? Where we're departing. Was that that could have been Milan, wasn't it? If memory serves. Okay, come on, passengers. How are we doing? How are we doing here? I just need to know when they're all on board. So they're still boarding, right? Okay. So let's continue with the other talk. We know how we're going to taxi, we know where we're taxiing, we know it's a very short taxi, need to be aware of that. And yeah, nice RNAV departure, autopilot on nice and early. I just need to find out how we're going to fly the to the first waypoint. Everything matches up in the flight plan, so we're happy. Rama 4 Golf is in, and our initial climb altitude is 5,000 feet. Weather here in Hamburg is beautiful. Good long runways as well. Any problems, happy to return here. The aircraft is the developer version of the A320NX. We know that TCAS is in-op, so no more than 1,500 feet in the climb via speed as well, levelling off. No times to worry about. Threats to be aware of, we've already briefed. We've got the short taxi. Very busy airport. Lots happening tonight on VATSIM, so need to keep that concentration up. Threats in terms of terrain, yeah, nothing here. Nice low minimum safe altitude, 2,100 feet. Let's just do a quick emergency brief then, whilst I'm still waiting for those passengers to board. So with ATC on, if I have any problems during the taxi, I'll stop the aircraft, tell ATC we've got the problem, and try and fix the aircraft where we are, run any ECAM drills, etc. On departure, any problems or warnings before 100 knots, then I'll consider stopping, but after 100 knots and up to V1, then I only stop for the uninhibited ECAM warnings, cautions, such as engine fire, failure, with or without thrust loss, or if I think the aircraft's just unsafe to fly. If that's the case, then I will say stop, go max reverse, keep the aircraft straight on the runway, use manual braking if auto brake isn't doing the job I expect it to, and if we have had a fire warning, then I'll also try and point the aircraft into the wind as well. After coming to a stop, stall reverses, set the parking brakes, and then just pause for a second, check the ECAMs, any fault lights. Once we've established the cause of why of the failure and why we've had to stop, then I'll ask ATC if we can vacate the runway. If we've had a failure after V1, then I'll get the aircraft into the air. Then if it's an engine failure, I'll just fly using the standard technique, 12.5 degree pitch, follow SRS, use rudder to counteract any yaw. Once the aircraft is got a nice positive rate of climb, we shall go gear up. We'll already be at Toga, so it will be a Toga takeoff. We'll confirm the failure after getting above 400 feet, and then we can shut down the engines once the engine is secure and we're above that single engine acceleration altitude. I'll push the level off, accelerate, retract flaps on schedule, and at green dot we'll go open climb, set the maximum continuous thrust. So it is a standard engine out procedure here as well. Once we get 1,600 feet, it's right hand turn to the Hamburg VOR holding point, and inbound track is 006, and the hold is right turns. Once we've reached that, we'll then decide what it is we'll do, continue, return, or divert. Right, passengers, I think finally are all on board. Excellent.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
Thank you.
Zero fuel rate 60.5, that is spot on with the operational flight plan, so nice to know that the new profile's working. Fuel planning 3.8, yeah, we've got loads, we've got 5 tons on board, so chuck that in. And oh, Christian, are you going full HD on me? Have we got V speeds? Okay, Christian, we'll go for it. 1 sec, mate. Alternate is, what's the fuel for the alternate? Let's call that 0.9 tons. Do you know what? Let's be conservative. Let's call that 1 ton. There's a lot of traffic on VATSIM tonight, so there we go. That apparently only gives an extra 7 minutes of flying time, which seems rather low. That's rather low indeed. If I did put that at 0.8, I don't imagine that would increase too much. 14 minutes? No. Alright, happy to leave that as is. Right, let's go back to the perf page then. Yeah, so we're not going to be able to fly clean through that first turn. Let's go select 194. We're going to do that in flaps 1, config 1. So what were those V speeds? 133, 135, 138. 133, 135, 138. And the flex is 68. Anti-ice off, packs off. Thank you, First Officer Christian. Lovely. Only thing then to bring to mind regarding that departure emergency brief is toga will now be available to us if we've lost an engine. Right, that all looks good. Let's go ahead, welcome everyone on board, and I'll get the aircraft ready to start doing the before start checks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and I would like to welcome you on board this EasyJet aircraft. We expect a good flight with you today with no weather problems showing in front of us, so we should be pushing back within the next few minutes or so. For now, the ground crew have now finished loading the last of the baggage into the aircraft, so if you could get yourself seated and secured, then we can make sure we can depart on time. The cabin crew will shortly be providing their safety demonstration video, so it would be appreciated if you could give them your full attention. A special welcome on board to our EasyJet Sim Pilot members, and if you wish to inquire about becoming a member, please contact a member of the cabin crew. All our EasyJet Sim Pilot members are of course entitled to free drinks throughout the flight. Thanks very much, and we'll give you an update once we are airborne.
Dave Hudson, good evening, mate. You're in Australia though, aren't you? So this probably this is probably more lifetime for you. We've got a morning flight here, but of course it's night time here in Europe.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross check.
Okay, let's get back onto our ATC. I want to know actually is our departure frequency. We can ask and then we can pop that into the standby. It'll just make things
Der Charlie Hotel, das ist verstanden.
a little easier.
Information Golf ist korrekt. Rollen Sie zum Rollhalt der Piste 2-3 über Delta 1 und Delta 8.
Delta Charlie Hotel, ich rolle über Delta 1 zur Piste 2-3 zum Rollhalt Delta 8.
Das ist unser 4 Echo, cross runway 33 is approved, thereafter continue taxi via Bravo 6, Zulu 3, and to stand 01 Bravo, please.
so busy.
Falco now crossing 33, thereafter
Which is
continue
awesome.
Bravo 6, then Zulu 3, and taxi gate.
Oh, David, you Newcastle. Sorry, I'm confusing you with
Bravo,
someone else. My
confirm.
apologies.
Yeah,
Land O'Lakes, good evening.
Das ist unser 6 Yankee Charlie, ready to copy, correction, ready to clearance, ready to taxi, sorry for this.
Sounds like ATC's getting quite stressed too.
6 Yankee
They do a
Charlie,
fantastic
taxi
job,
rolling
don't they?
Bravo 5, 33 via Zulu 1 and Bravo 5.
Taxiing to holding point Bravo 5, runway 33 via Zulu 1 and Bravo 5, Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, stand 1-2 is ready for push and start.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, startup is already approved, pushback approved, facing north west please.
And confirm pushback facing northwest for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Yeah, northwest.
Roger, pushback facing northwest, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Right, that's not actually what I expected.
Lufthansa 04
Quick
Yankee,
look.
request taxi.
04 Yankee.
He's going to get us off by Bravo 4. What does that do to your performance? Calculations, they're no longer valid now, Christian. So,
Bravo 5 for the holding point 33, Lufthansa
fair
04
effort, mate.
Yankee.
I think we're going to have to toga that.
And Lufthansa 600, I am now on Bremen radar 119525.
119, that is my 525.
This is ground.
Okay, switch over to Bremen radar 119525. Bis später, ciao. And Hamburg Tower, Cleveland 464, stand 01, ready to push and start.
Okay, we've got the pushback clearance, we've got the beacon light on, etc. Let's do our before start checks. Windows and doors are closing on, beacon light is on, mobile phone is on silent, parking brake is on.
Das ist unser 4 Echo Lima Hamburg Tower.
Bypass pin is installed. Hatches closed and all ground
The 4-way Lima, you're cleared to your destination Munich via the AMLO 9er Golf out of runway 33.
Okay, we are ready to push. We've already got ATC clearance for that. Let's go.
Clear to Munich via the AMLO 9er Golf departure, squawking 250.
We are cleared for start and push.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee Charlie, hold position.
cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie holding position.
Parking brakes released.
That's an company A330 from your right.
So let's get our engine started. Starting engine 1. Engine mode selected to start. Starting engine 1.
Lufthansa 04 Yankee.
Slow that down.
Runway 33 and wait.
33 and wait, 04 Yankee.
Hamburg Tower,
Wizz Air 1 Hotel Uniform, fully established, runway 23.
Wizz Air 1 Hotel Uniform, wind variable 2 knots, continue approach, your number 2.
Number 2, Wizz Air 1 Hotel Uniform.
Lufthansa Lima ready for pushback.
So Christian, he's getting us off at an intersection, not right at the end of the runway, so we've actually lost a few feet of
Lima
tarmac.
pushback approved into the yellow correction orange line.
Push approved orange line for Lima.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask for your
Tower
attention
Stairway
as we take you
6556,
through the safety
ready for
procedures
taxi.
on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat.
Skyway
showing the exit
triple
routes.
56, taxi holding point runway 33 via Zulu 1 and
That you
Bravo
must
4.
adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are
Zulu 1
two
to Bravo 4
seats
to the holding
at
point for Skyway
in the middle,
6556.
and two
And
at
with
the front.
1 hotel uniform.
Colin, you're flying with us on VATSIM.
One hotel
Great to have you
uniform.
with us tonight, Colin.
Use some
Wow,
please.
over 200 people watching us tonight.
Reducing
That is
minimum
great.
approach
Thank you
speed,
so much for your
Wizz Air 1
support,
Hotel
everybody.
Carrying baggage on board.
And with 1 hotel uniform, expect late
Your
clearance.
seatbelt is fastened,
Jumping,
adjusted,
Wizz Air 1 Hotel
and
Uniform.
released as shown. It must be fastened
Delta Charlie Hotel, Abflug bereit am Rollhals Delta 8 Piste 23.
at all times.
Der Charlie Hotel verstanden. Hat noch, kann noch ein bisschen dauern. Wir haben noch 2 Anflüge in Siebert.
Pull a mast towards
Brian, I could have requested, but to be fair, the guy's got a lot going on. I've got no problem with taking the intersection departure.
Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from
Given
under
how
your
busy we
seat.
are, even though it's a short
Put it over
taxi,
your head.
I think we're actually now
Tape
still going to have plenty of time to do everything we need to do.
Click together
4, ready to
and pull
taxi.
the strap to adjust.
Starting engine 2.
Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle.
Okay, then taxi holding
If it
point
fails
runway
to
Love that
three.
sun shadow that's just gone past us.
Blow into the tube.
To the
There is a light and whistle for
runway
attracting attention.
364.
We also carry
The
flotation.
5 Lima
lights, which
Ospa expedite vacating.
Your
Delta
tray
4
table must
possible.
now be stowed, armrest
The
down,
5 Lima Oscar will
window
go.
blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with EasyJet.
Lufthansa 4
CK UK Mail, yeah, 200 passengers. It's a squeeze, but you're in the overhead bin.
With 1 hotel uniform, wind variable 2 knots, 23 clear to land.
Little and Wizz Air 1 Hotel Uniform.
Please set your parking brake.
Lufthansa 1, correction, Lufthansa 5 Lima Oscar, welcome to Hamburg. Continue taxi via Delta 1, hold short 33.
Roger, good engine start.
Delta 1 holds a bit of speed of the 5 Lima Oscar.
Inside. Have a good flight.
So I'm just waiting for engine 2 to spool up.
Seatbelt 464, ready for mission start.
Thank you and goodbye.
Seatbelt 464, stand by please. Lufthansa 4 Yankee, wind variable 2 knots.
Tell you what,
runway
VATSIM model
33,
matching here
clear takeoff.
for AIG is fantastic. Look at that. That's the Wizz Air coming in. We've got Lufthansas, we've got EasyJets, we've seen a Singapore,
04 Yankee.
I've seen Swiss, I've seen TUI.
6 Yankee Charlie after departing company Airbus A330, line up runway 33, wait behind.
Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie behind it, departing company A330 lining up for runway 33 and waiting behind.
Delta Charlie Hotel,
Spoilers.
Sie abgekommen?
Rudder, flaps
Delta
1
Charlie Hotel, positiv.
and
Delta Charlie Hotel,
trim.
rollen Sie auf Piste 2-3, warten Sie.
Delta Charlie Hotel, Rolle auf Piste 23 und warte.
Okay, I have to start checklist. Anti-ice off, ecam status is checked. Pitch trim is 26.6, rudder 0.
Delta Charlie Hotel,
Flight control check.
2 Knoten, Piste 2-3, Start frei,
Full
nach dem
left.
Start bitte direkt nach
Full
Ihrer
right.
Flugsicht, bitte.
Neutral.
Delta Charlie Hotel,
Full
Piste
up,
23, Start
full
frei,
down,
werdet direkt nach
neutral.
Ihrer 2 nach
Rudder,
dem Start.
full right, rudder, full left, neutral. I think we've got time to put those in,
One
Christian.
hotel uniform,
I appreciate your efforts, so I'm going with it, mate.
Taxi via Delta 1, hold short 33.
131,
Continue
132,
taxi Delta 1,
138.
hold short 33, Wizard 1 Hotel Uniform.
Das ist unser 6 Yankee Charlie, wind variable 2 knots, runway 233, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 33, cleared
And
for
now a
takeoff.
flex
Lufthansa
of
6 Yankee Charlie.
66.
Unser 4 Echo Lima ready to taxi.
Ready to taxi, welcome.
4 Echo Lima, taxi holding point, runway 33 via Zulu 1 and Bravo 5.
Zulu 1 and Bravo 5, holding point 33, Lufthansa 6 Lima.
Okay, so we've just redone the performance calculations. That's fine. I'm just checking. Green dot is still 194, isn't it? Yeah, 194. Okay, we are ready to taxi.
Steady 888, Hamburg Tower, good evening. Continue approach, wind variable 2 knots. Locals, continue 888.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike is ready for taxi.
34 Mike, stand by please. Brake brakes. Scan the 888, wind variable 2 knots, runway 23, clear to land. Clear to land, 23, scan the 888. Das ist das 5 Lima Oscar, cross runway 33 is approved, thereafter continue
Let's check while we're sat here. No change to the performance, QNH 1002.
03 Bravo.
Flex is now 66. Engine out procedure, standard, 1600 feet right turn to Hamburg. 006 the entry. Departure is the Ramaphore Golf. Code into the FMGCs.
F1 34 Alpha Mike, taxi holding point, runway 33 via Zulu 5, Bravo 4.
Holding point 33 via Zulu 5, Bravo 4, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Stop altitude 5,000 feet is set. Quick check of the charts. We've just pushed back here onto Zulu 5. We're taking Bravo 4, which is the first left. Parking brakes released.
Position Delta in 3000 Fuß. Delta Echo Kilo Alpha India.
Der Echo Kilo Alpha India, verlassene Frequenz genehmigt, schon Weiterflug, tschüss.
Verlassene Frequenz genehmigt. Vielen Dank, tschüss.
So I'm going to concentrate on the taxi now. We'll do the before takeoff checklist, etc. when we're holding still. There's plenty of traffic in front of us, so we're not in a rush. Handcrafted airport from Sim Wings as well, which is looking beautiful.
Wind variable on 2 knots, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 23, cleared for takeoff with 364.
This is a 4 Echo Lima after departing Swiss, line up runway 33 and wait behind.
Sunday 5 Lima after departing Swiss, lining up runway. Hamburg Tower, very good evening. Easy 842. What information goes on board?
Adolfo, don't worry, mate. Adolfo. Understanding ATC, particularly when we're not in England, we're in Germany, is quite tricky indeed.
Delta Charlie Hotel 2000 Fuß, Sierra 2.
Delta Charlie Hotel.
So we're going to hold that.
Scandinavian Triple H, welcome to Hamburg. Continue taxi on Delta 1, also 33.
Before takeoff checklist, flight controls are checked. Briefing has been confirmed. Flap setting config 1 is set. FMA takeoff data 131 blue, 138 magenta, climb nav blue, 152, 5000
easy
blue.
842, your cleared destination.
Flex 66. Transponder is set. ECAM memo shows takeoff no blue, EFB is still.
Whiskey Sierra November 3 Golf, out of runway 33. Flight and route, squawk 2523.
We are cleared to Manchester Airport via the Wizard 3
someone's going to Manchester. Making me homesick.
As filed, squawk 2523 for Easy 842.
Easy 842, repeat correct. With their 1 hotel uniform, cross runway 33 is approved. Thereafter, continue taxi via Bravo 6, Zulu 3, Zulu 1 to stand 04 Alpha.
I'm loving how realistic this is tonight, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, please do hit that like button. It makes a massive difference to the channel. It really does. So a big thanks to everyone who's done that so far. And of course, if you're new, don't forget to hit subscribe. Turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss future flights. And we're just sat here now burning all that extra fuel I loaded.
Bravo 6, Zulu 3, Zulu 1, stand Alpha 04 for Wizz Air 1 Hotel uniform.
Captain 79, good evening, mate. Good to see you. Loads of the channel members in tonight. Thank you so much
Hamburg Tower, good evening again.
for your support, guys.
Negative for landing. Okay, 600, this is copied. Wind variable 2 knots, runway 23, cleared for land. Clear to land. Runway 23, clear to land.
Just show you the airport layout if you aren't familiar with it as well. So what we've got is we've got aircraft landing on runway 23, we've got us and others departing runway 33, and obviously if someone's going in for landing, you've got to wait before you can depart. So, guess it's not the best configured airport in the world. Scandinavian 888. We've got a Scandinavian showing as well here in the sim. Renato, hello! DC, good. Glad you're enjoying all the ATC. Sounds great, doesn't it?
Zulu Steve, Zulu 1, and what was the parking?
Jayhawk flight is a little over an hour. 1 hour and 9 minutes to be exact. Presmo, the models that you're seeing are provided by AIG. Oh, that must be the Scandinavian. Must not have got the correct model matching him for Scandinavian. Can't recall if I've got the airline in, to be fair. Then again, if something's wrong with how someone's set up their call sign as well, it won't recognise it. A lot of things have to be right for it to work. Brian, you were all within stream withdrawals. Well, it's been... when was the last one? Friday, I think it was. Yeah, Friday was our last stream. Harold, thanks so much for subscribing. And Black Cobra 500 on Twitch, thank you for following.
Delta Echo Kilo Alpha India. Ja, rufen Sie mal Bremen Radar auf.
Antrack, good evening.
11950 bitte. 11950.
Oh, I don't like it when ATC jump into German. I feel like they're talking about me behind my back. I can only just understand English. There he is. There's the Lufthansa coming in, so I expect...
Lima, sorry for the delay. Wind variable 2 knots, runway 23, correction 33, clear for takeoff.
Oh, yeah, see, so this is a Lufthansa aircraft, I believe.
Skyways 5556 after departing Airbus A320 from Lufthansa, line up runway 33 and wait behind.
Ah, no, in that case, no. This is Skyways. This is digital. I've not got that livery in.
600, welcome to Hamburg. Which is your requested stand?
Quantum Mechanics, thanks so much. Welcome to the Captain's Club, Quantum. Hope you're enjoying the flight and the stream so far.
Okay,
thank you for your support. If you're on our Discord server, make yourself known to us. We'll get you in the VIP room. Really appreciate your support, Quantum. Thanks for joining.
Eurowings 15 Whiskey.
Eurowings 15 Whiskey, Hamburg Tower.
Can we request pushback, please?
Yes, Eurowings 15 Whiskey, pushback approved, facing south.
Eurowings? Is that dark?
Facing south 01. Eurowings 15 Whiskey. Hamburg Tower EC842 is at gate 10.
Simon, I like it. Let us know.
EC842, pushback approved, facing north, please.
Pushback approved, facing north for EC842.
And Hamburg Tower, Spirit 464. Spirit 464, Hamburg Tower. Yeah, can you tell us what position we are for pushback and start? Spirit 464, pushback approved, into Zulu 1, face south.
Oh, that's the dulcet tones of Nick. Getting shirty with the controllers.
Waves 5556, wind variable 2 knots.
If he's too far behind me, he won't be able to jump in front of me on landing.
Clear for takeoff, Skyways 5566, thank you.
There goes digital.
Alpha 35, correction, Alpha 34, Alpha Lima, after departing Airbus A320, line up runway 33 and wait behind.
After departing Airbus 320, line up and wait behind runway 33, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, let's get our lights on and get lined up. Martin, no, I don't fly for any virtual
Hamburg
airliner.
Tower, Wizard 1 Hotel Uniform on the blocks. Thanks for the HC service. Schönen guten Abend.
Good night, sir.
Dr. Magic, you've downloaded every livery for AIG. Wow. That must have taken ages. Oh, there's a bit of a dip in the scenery there, wasn't there? Daniel, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Appreciate that.
Eurowings 15 Whiskey, ready for taxi.
Eurowings 15 Whiskey, taxi running point, runway 33.
Before takeoff, checklist
Zulu
below
1
line.
and
Cabin
Bravo
is secured for takeoff. Engine mode selector is normal. TCAS, TARA, packs off, anti-ice is off.
Eurowings Canadian 888 ist on block. Vielen Dank für den Service. Schönen Abend noch.
Ciao.
Right, guys, I may be silent just for a few minutes while we concentrate on the departure, listening to ATC, etc. So,
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Wind variable 2 knots, runway 33, clear for takeoff.
cleared for takeoff, runway 33, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Alright, guys, let's go. Takeoff. Start the chrono. 50% M1. And set takeoff thrust. And if we run out of tarmac, it's Christian's fault. Man flex, SRS. Knots. V1, rotate. Nav.
Hamburg Tower, EC842, ready to taxi.
EC842, taxi running point 33 via Zulu 5, Bravo 4.
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time for EC842?
Autopilot 1 engaged.
Yeah, follow the Eurowings 15 Whiskey, the Eurowings A320 in front of you. He's standing on Bravo 4, this is your holding point.
Taxi to, follow the Eurowings,
Setting climb thrust.
to holding point Bravo 4.
Thrust climb, SRS.
EC842.
And Eurowings 15 Whiskey, line up runway 33, wait.
Pack 1 is back on.
Wait, Eurowings 15 Whiskey. That's 464, ready for taxi.
Pack 2.
Seatbelt 464, taxi running point runway 33 via Zulu 1 and Bravo 5.
Taxi runway 33 via Zulu 1, Bravo 5. So Seatbelt 464.
And climb. Once we're through this turn, we shall go manage speed and accelerate away. Aircraft should pitch up in a second to hold that speed, S speed.
During 15 Whiskey Wind variable to north, runway 33, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, during 15 Whiskey.
Speed alt star.
Easy 842 after departing Eurowings A320, line up runway 33 and wait behind.
Line up and wait, runway 23 for easy 842.
Easy 842 after departing Airbus A320.
Yeah, after the departing A320, line up and wait, runway 33.
And now we can accelerate away. Happy now to release the cabin crew. And one thing I didn't find was the departure frequency. There it is. 11952. Radar, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, altitude 5000 on the runway 4 Golf departure.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, radar, hello, identified, climb by SID, level 100.
Climb by SID, level 100, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Thrust climb, and flight level 100 blue. Get that anti-ice off now.
For Alpha Mike, contact Bremen radar 123.925, bye-bye.
123.25 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Good night.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, negative, this frequency 123.925.
123.925, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted.
Radar, good
any
evening,
time.
Alpine
This
34
includes
Alpha
e-cigarettes.
Mike on the runway 4 Golf, passing flight level 090 for 100.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Bremen, hello, you're on radar contact, climb flight level 230.
Flight level 230, Alpine 34 Alpha.
Skywest 5556, contact Bremen radar 123.
First climb, open climb. Soren, you think you have automatic handoff to Hamburg? Yes, you do. And I remember that on takeoff and thought, I've not pulled that frequency up. The big giveaway on that was that Tower wasn't handing anybody off. Should have picked that up sooner, so that's my bad.
That was funny. First speedboat 771 Charlie, Unicom 122 HO.
You can tell I don't depart Hamburg too often.
122 decimal for speedboat 771 Charlie, good night.
Not that that's any
724
excuse.
for lower, Unicom 122 HO. 12 decimal HO, Swift 724.
So we'll go and clear the fixes page out, clear the
Good evening, Eurowings 15 Whiskey.
Radnav page out. There we go.
Climbing flight level 1.
Eurowings 15 Whiskey, Bremen, hello, radar contact, climb flight level 230.
Climb 230, Eurowings 15 Whiskey.
Yeah, so I was quickly looking through VPAR. Sadly, it doesn't give you the frequency on the charts. It does say contact contact Bremen radar when passing 2,000 feet. I couldn't find Bremen radar's ATC frequency, so never mind.
Lufthansa 04 Yankee, rate of descent 2000 feet per minute.
2000 feet per minute. 04 Yankee.
Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie, descent flight level 250.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned off the seatbelt sign.
Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie, descent flight level 250.
We do recommend, however, when it comes
Descending level 250, Lufthansa 6 Yankee Charlie.
times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew.
Lufthansa 2 Lima Bravo, request descent.
Thank you.
Lufthansa 2 Lima Bravo, descent flight level 230.
Descent flight level 230, Lufthansa 2 Lima Bravo.
So hopefully all the way down, I think we may have
Juliet,
ATC literally from end to end, which is quite rare. Fingers crossed. It would be very nice.
1306, leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 122.8, choose.
Monitoring Unicom, thank you for service. Good night, Finnair 1336.
See, Christian, as acting PM who actually handles radio communications, you should probably have provided me with that information. Alright, so now we're just monitoring everything. We're cleared up flight level 230. What are we at? We're just about to pass flight level 17. All is looking well there. Dear Mark, does the little pin in front of the windows work in Microsoft Flight Simulator as an indicator for icing? Well, the great thing about the Airbus is this is an expensive aircraft, and the fly-by-wire team have yeah, they've actually modelled ice detection. Not all of them have that in real life, but this one does. So.
Uniform 01375 AD.
So Sam, what have we got? Vienna approach and tower are online as well.
Okay. 464 Bremen, hello, radar contact. Climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, stable 464.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, contact Bremen, radar 123.225, bye bye.
123.225 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, good night. Christian, you read that while drinking your first beer. That's what every pilot flying wants to hear from the pilot monitoring. Oh, 123.225. You just chill, Christian. You work out what we're doing for the approach. 123.22. Bremen radar, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, passing flight level 210 for 230.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Bremen radar, hello, identified, climb flight level 280.
280 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Lufthansa 255, monitor Unicom, bye.
And flight level 280 blue.
Alpine 83 Charlie Mike, Bremen radar, hello, identified, climb flight level 260.
Asterix, in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator, is it a sphere or is it just flat? It is most certainly a sphere.
Radar, hello, 526, 1300 passing for level 2374230.
DC, have I installed Windows 11 yet? No.
Descent flight level 120.
Descent for level 120,
Microsoft Flight Simulator's spherical world is looking rather beautiful this evening.
Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Charlie, proceed direct Delta Hotel 657.
Direct 657.
I wonder if we shall get any directs tonight. I think we've got quite a direct flight route, you know.
Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Charlie, report indicated airspeed.
Possibly not.
Indicated 290, Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Charlie.
Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Charlie, speed 300 knots or greater.
300 or greater, Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Charlie.
That's the 590 Yankee, speed 290 knots or less. That's the 590 Yankee, speed 290 knots or less.
Good evening, Bernard 1 to Zulu Juliet, passing level 1.
I would imagine there's going to be quite a lot of talking on talking tonight with how busy the area is. Just like real life, I guess. Oh, digital, you just said the exact same thing as me. Very busy on the radios tonight.
Alpine 3 Alpha, Alpha Mike, contact Rhine Radar 128.075.
Rhine Radar 128.075 for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. Good night.
Good night.
It is indeed very busy. Not only is it very busy, we're flying through lots of different sectors. What was that frequency? 128.075, wasn't it? This is why it's the PM's job to do the radio communications. Rhine Radar, good evening. Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, passing flight level 260 for 280 inbound Laszlo.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Rhine Radar hello, identified, climb flight level 350.
Flight level 350, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike. 350 set, 350 blue.
Easy 107 Echo, you are leaving my airspace. Bremen is going offline, so monitor Unicorn 122.8, goodbye.
I don't think I've heard anyone yet be told to go over to Unicorn.
Bye-bye. Lot 234, contact Zero Control East on 135.3, goodbye.
I'm not sure the fuel prediction page is working just yet, not correctly anyway. Yeah, that's not right. Timothy Jacob Apple, you love EasyJet. Oh. Well, you're in the right place. Tarora, greetings from New Zealand.
Yeah, it's not sorry.
Rhine Radar, good evening. Eurowings 15 Whiskey, 525 260
Eurowings 15 Whiskey, Rhine Radar, hello, identified.
Climbing towards the sun. As I say, we're on live weather, but we are not on live time. So, daytime flight, but yeah, live weather. I'm going to check that weather out in Vienna pretty soon. Want to see what that wind's doing.
Bremen, good Navin, Alpaca 441, flight level 196 for 170.
Alpaca 441, Bremen Radar, hello, identified, descent.
Butter, thank you so much for your kind donation. And but I hope you're having a good flight with us. Thanks for being on board. Really, really kind of you. Appreciate your donation to the fight and the stream this evening. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Looking forward to seeing you on more flights in the future. And oh, Buddy from Senegal. Wow, thank you so much for watching all the way from Senegal, a country I can say hand on heart I don't think I've ever flown into. Certainly not while flying an EasyJet livery.
Lufthansa 590 Yankee, proceed direct Delta Hotel 600.
Lufthansa 590 Yankee, proceed direct Delta Hotel 600.
Okay, 5,000 feet to go.
Alpaca 441, proceed direct Delta Bravo 471.
Alpaca?
Proceed direct Delta Bravo 471, Alpaca 441.
Whose call sign's that? Which airline?
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, proceed direct to Hermsdorf, Hotel Delta Oscar.
Proceed direct to Hotel Delta Oscar for Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Eurowings 15 Whiskey, same for you, proceed direct to Hotel Delta Oscar.
Proceed Hotel Delta Oscar, Eurowings 15 Whiskey.
That makes doing fuel checks a little more complicated, but never mind, we can still do that. Let me have a look. The direct we've just been given, Hotel Delta Oscar. Let's just pop in there. How far are we away from that? We're 143 miles away, so just doing some quick mental maths whilst looking at the operational flight plan. So 50, 75, 100. Okay, let's put pit in.
Finnair 515, proceed direct to Gorky.
Direct to Gorky, Finnair 515.
When we get a beam pit in, we'll do a fuel check. Oh, we've already passed pit in. That's no good. Try again. Let's go with Ratmo.
Lufthansa 2 Golima Rheinräder.
We might not actually be at cruise by the time we get to Ratmo. We'll see.
Lufthansa 2 Golima, you seem to be deviating from your route a little bit. Which is your next waypoint?
Next waypoint is Hamburg. 2 Golima.
Roger.
Captain, it's the call sign that flight data sim uses. Oh, okay, nice.
Passing level 247, climbing level 280 inbound. Hotel Lima Zulu.
Ryanair 12 Zulu Juliet. Rheinräder hello, identified. Climb flight level 380.
Climb level 380.
So in Ratmo, I should have expected to see about 3.4 tons. We've got, no, I shouldn't. What should I have seen? I should have seen about 3.7 tons. We've got 3.8. So that's fine. Okay, we're not actually at our cruise. Well, we're 700 feet away from our cruise. So. Hey Colin, I'm flying live weather, but not in real time. No. It's 8 minutes past 8 in the morning, so we're literally 12 hours behind. Or in front, whichever way you want to look at it. Mac Alt style.
Seabird 464, climb flight level 310.
Climb flight level 310, Seabird 464.
Barry Barton, good evening sir, hope you're well. Alt cruise.
Finnair 515, contact Eurocontrol East on 135.3, goodbye.
135.3 for Finnair 515 packages.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, just to let you know that we've reached our cruising altitude for today and we are not anticipating any major delays or bad weather ahead, so we should be arriving on time as planned. The cabin crew will now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Rheinräder, hello, Scandinavian 655 Whiskey, flight level 360.
Scandinavian 65 Whiskey, Rheinräder, hello, identified.
Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
Rheinräder, good evening. Lufthansa 242, passing flight level 195, climbing flight level 280.
Lufthansa 242, Rheinräder, hello, identified, climb flight level 300.
Lufthansa 242, climbing flight level 300.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could
has
please
he?
return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you were travelling with an
That must be Christian fiddling with my dials in the flight deck. That's not me.
Climb flight level 350, Seabird 464.
Christian, if you put the seatbelt signs on.
Kilo, you are leaving my airspace on Mr. Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar.
Scandinavian
We
65
accept
Whiskey,
payments
proceed
in
direct to
pounds,
Kitab.
euros, most major currencies,
Direct to Kitab, Scandinavian 65.
The correct change would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Question 4, Kodima, you will be leaving my airspace in about 3 minutes, so why is the Unicom 122.8?
We do recommend, however, when in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times in case of unexpected turbulence. The toilets are now available. Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance. Thank you.
Yeah, so at the moment I'm just very mindful of the fact of how busy the radios are. ATC really lit up tonight over Europe. Lots of people flying, which is great. But it means that I've got to keep an ear out for the call sign and anything ATC want us to do. We also need to start planning our arrival. It's not the longest of flights, 1 hour 9 minutes. So let's see what we've got to contend with. So we reckon at Mikov flight level 170, lowest 6,000. I don't think so. Can you imagine being 6,000 feet there? You're about 80 miles away. So as long as we're below flight level 170 at Tovka, we want to be below flight level 160. Oh no, ignore that. That's me talking complete rubbish. Mikov to Mabud. This is where we pick up the transition. Mabud 6,000, 6,000, 6,000. Oh, right. Okay, so realistically, looking at this approach, I am going to be using track mileage with regards to what's in the operational within the McDo and the flight plan, because these constraints are just useless for descent planning. So let's have a look. We may also get some directs as well, so I need to be aware of that. Let's go ahead and grab the latest weather. Send that off.
Scandinavian 65 Whiskey, descent flight level 290.
Descent flight level 290, Scandinavian.
So we've got 332 track miles to go.
Lufthansa 242 request 3 minutes out of cockpit due to yellow ice.
242, no problem, report back.
3 minutes out of the cockpit due to what?
Ryanair 120 Juliet, you're leaving my airspace monitor Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
Unicom 122.8, Ryanair 120 Juliet, bye.
So what we can expect ATC to do if they're online then is from Mabud, they'll get us down, and then it's up to them really if they're going to give us the full procedure or whether we can expect to cut in early. But basically 6,000 feet is going to be
Scandinavian 65 Whiskey, contact Bremen radar on 123.225.
the lowest we can get down to. So I would say
radar 123.225, Scandinavian 65 Whiskey, bye bye.
I mean, what have we got here? We've got 10, 15, that's from 951. Is 951 on here? That's 7.4 miles from FI 29. Right, okay, so I bet there's a good 20 mile file from 953. So as long as we're looking with time to slow down as well, as long as we're looking about 7,000 feet, I would say at Whiskey 955. Let's go with that from a descent planning point of view. So let's go ahead and pop in Whiskey 955. And what did I just say? 7,000 at least by that point. What are we at? 35,000 feet. So we've got one hell of a tailwind as well, which we need to remember.
Lufthansa 242 back in cockpit.
100 miles away from there. I don't want to be hanging around at 35,000 feet for much more than 100 miles away from Whiskey 955. There it is. Right, so that's the latest I want to begin my top of descent, particularly with the current winds. The plan will be then to follow ATC direction, be 7,000 feet, or maybe even 6,000 feet, certainly no lower. Whiskey 955, 7,000 feet will be absolutely fine. 7,000 feet by here. This is, of course, if ATC isn't around. So 7,000 feet by here. As I arrive at Whiskey 955, I want green dot, and then leaving Whiskey 955, we'll go flaps 1, flaps 2 then with the glide. So relatively straightforward. What happens after we arrive? So we're planning runway 29, I believe it is. So runway 29, we want to vacate on Alpha 7. Where's that? That's the first rapid exit taxiway. So we want to take the first rapid exit taxiway, which brings us off just there. Alpha 7, we'll pass the stop bars, and if ATC is online, then they'll tell us where we want to go. Continue on to exit 12, or down on Mike. Up to them. Oh, Brian, is there no ATC according to VATSPY? Oh, that's a shame. Well, never mind. We've got our plan, so we can stick to that.
Skyway 5556, contact Zero Control East on 135.3, goodbye.
That's looking nice. Land O'Lakes, you've been a member now for 3 months. Is Santa bringing me any flight sim toys?
Skyway 555.
Probably not.
Contact Zero Control East on
Probably not.
135.3, goodbye.
He needs to bring the children toys rather than me.
Yeah, he's having trouble with his radios. This is Steamer 464. He doesn't know about it. Should I just send him over to Euro Control?
Yes, please do that, please.
No problem at all.
Thanks.
No Briggs, you were at Vienna this morning. Gay, I've done a fantastic job with him. Yeah, that's so. We've got the Gay Vienna, which is what we're heading to today. Available through Orbex, of course. No Briggs, will I try out the UK 2000 Jersey at some point? I don't know. We do go to Jersey quite a bit. Christian, I've just read that message. I'm not reading it aloud. Marv Long, what's that circle on the navigation display? That is where I've calculated I want my top of descent to be. So when we intersect that line, that's the latest I want to begin the descent. Christian, we may be good with low auto brakes and manual with that amount of headwind for vacating an Alpha 7. Well,
242.
Indeed.
Unicom 122.8.
What is the latest winds at Vienna? Is it still about 40 knots? Oh, well, there was a possibility of it getting up to 40 knots, wasn't there?
Shamrock 479, you're leaving my airspace, monitor Unicom 122.8.
Which would have been be interesting. Wow, Dark Fury, you've been a member for 10 months. Thank you so much, Dark, for that. When are we starting the Christmas flights? Well, do you know what? It's been a great year. The channel has grown so much, so I do plan to do a full day stream. I do plan to do a full day stream on the Santa run up to Norway. I haven't decided which airport yet, but we will be doing it real time, starting in the morning, flying there, and then flying back. Just not sure what date that will be just yet. Christian, thanks. So what have we got? We've got 280, 25 gusting 36. Beautiful. Not much input in the flare needed today then. Should hopefully be nice and nice and easy. Flying a nice straight headwind into that. User, there is a lot of ATC online, you are quite right. Darren, has the fuel reload page disappeared from the AOC? But yes, it has. You now have to use the flight pad. And all the weights have been updated as well. I don't know if you guys want a tutorial video on this. There are quite a few changes that have taken place. Barry Golding, good evening, sir. Oh, thank you so much, Barry, for your £2 donation. Very kind of you. And Barry says, good evening, just turned on, what have you missed? Very little, to be fair. It's been quite a nice flight. I was flapping about after departure trying to find the departure frequency, but aside from that, not very much. Christian is acting as pilot monitoring this evening. HD is indisposed. But yeah, that's about it, Barry. You're all caught up. Thank you again, Barry. Very, very kind of you.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, contact Eurocontrol East on 135.3, goodbye.
Over to Eurocontrol East 1353, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, good night. So Eurocontrol, yeah, they only control high level flights, they're not controlling anything down at lower levels. This could be very busy, this frequency. Eurocontrol, good evening, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, flight level 350, overhead, Hotel Delta Oscar.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, good evening, Eurocontrol, radar contact, clear direct to Nikov, expect Nikov at flight level 170, report ready for descent.
Clear direct to Nico and cross flight level 170 and we'll report ready for descent Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Tarom 181, contact Milano 127.450, bye bye.
12745, Tarom 181, sport and continuare.
34 Mike Yankee, release for further descent, monitor Unicom 122.
Okay, so there we go, direct to Mikov. Let's work out when we're going to start this descent then, shall we? With that headwind, we probably want to start that about 70 miles away. Not that headwind, the tailwind. Yeah, about 70 miles away. And we're 145 miles away at the minute, so plenty of time. Christian, was that the Discord sound? I was wondering what's he got fired up in the background. It may be what they're using to coordinate the flights though, so most likely why.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, report to Mach number.
Mach 0.77, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
For Mach decimal 77.
Mach 0.77, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Thank you. Eurowings 15 Whiskey, report Mach number.
There's some separation to do, isn't there?
Mach decimal 78, Eurowings.
Alpine, correction, Eurowings 15 Whiskey, reduce Mach decimal 77.
Reduce the Mach decimal 77, Eurowings.
Martin, I've added to the FS Labs Airbus family. Not for a long time, because I've only been in Flight Simulator, Microsoft's Flight Simulator, since it released. The graphics just blew me away, and then since I tried it in VR the other day, it was even better. Is that snow?
Descending 350.
Oh my word.
Lot 234, release for further descent.
As I said,
yes, ready for
Microsoft's graphics just blow you away.
Lot 234, release for further descent. Last night report from Warsaw with 2100 UTC, wind 260 degrees, 12 knots, visibility 8
that is
kilometers,
amazing.
light rain, clouds broken, 900 feet, temperature plus 3, viewpoint plus 2, QNH 989er.
From our selection of fresh
QNH 989er, lot 234 and further information.
We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct exchange would be greatly appreciated. And if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Skyway 5556, descend to flight level 150 by Nikov.
The great thing about that is that it's not just blanket snow, is it? In the past, you had blanket snow on previous flight simulators. This is localized. This is central. This is insane.
Roger, we'll be descending in about 40 miles.
I don't think I've seen snow before on live weather.
Eurocontrol East, good evening. Answer line 1184 inbound up track.
That looks fantastic. Nicholas, you had snow departing from Munich 3 hours ago.
Station confirm Hansa line 1184.
I mean,
affirm Hansa line 1184.
I've seen before live weather a rain shower passing over, and so you see the ground get wet, and then the reflections lasting, and then it dry up again.
Direct Okeno, Hansa line 1184.
It's amazing. But I've not seen localized snow like that on the high ground. That is beautiful. Very, very impressive. Right, I'm going to get the latest weather. That's an old Metar now.
Yeah, control, Speedbird 464 with you with flight level 350, direct to Hotel Delta Oscar.
Mark, yeah, that's true. The start level is much more realistic now. Mountain Man 73, hope you're well. Right, we're just going to wait for this weather to come through, and then we shall do our arrival brief and fill in the performance page. So I'm just jotting all this information down. I still daren't press the print button. So we're expecting our arrival, still looking at those winds. It's going to be runway 29. That's the Mabood 5 Mike. Transition. Transition altitude is 10,000 feet.
Zero control, Skyway 5556, leaving flight level 350 for 170.
Platform altitude for the approach is 3,000 feet.
Roger, 150 for Mikov.
Minimum safe altitude as we're coming in is
34 Alpha Mike, able to increase Mach decimal 78.
Alpha 34 Alpha Mike, affirmative, will accept now and hold Mach 0.78. There we go. So Mach 78 is now selected speed. Ceiling of visibility is okay for this, so it's just going to be an all Cat 1 approach. Decision altitude is 800 feet. ILS frequency is 10955. Flippin' egg. Morse code.
1732, clear report back.
Elevation is 600.
Just
approach straight ahead to 10 miles from the Oscar Echo X-ray. Right turn, direct to the VOR, climb 5,000 feet. And hold at Fox Mike Delta. Fox Mike Delta.
Italy 2004, good evening, Eurocontrol is radar contact. When ready, descend flight level 230.
Ready, descend level 230,
okay, we'll look to start that descent in a minute. missed approach information in there. What's that track? It's going to be 160. Actually, no, I'll put the outbound track in, which is... oh no, the inbound track is 160, yeah, 160.
Left 871 request to descend.
Flight figure 871 descent.
Okay, we'll tell them now we're starting our descent down to flight level 170.
Descend to flight level 360, left 871.
And light.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, commencing our descent now down to flight level 170.
Flight figure 871, contact rain radar 128075, goodbye.
Just want to make sure he's heard that.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, descend to flight level 170 to cross Nikov.
Descending now, flight level 170 to cross at Nikov, or Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Euro wings 15 whiskey, reduce Mach decimal 76 or less.
Mach decimal 76 or less, Euro wings 15 whiskey, and can we request a step?
Wings 15 whiskey, when ready, descend to flight level 290.
Descend 290, Euro wings 15 whiskey.
28025 for the wind. Transition altitude is 10,000. Decision altitude is 800.
There was 180.
There we go. All set. VAP is 133.
Last met report from Vienna at 2120 UTC, wind 280 degrees, 24 knots, gusting up 36 knots.
Dave, could I do a tutorial on how to charm the missus into letting your Microsoft Flight Simulator? Asking for a friend. You just need to get her really busy doing other things that she wants to do, I might add. Oh, I can't wait to see the terrain down there.
Control East squawk 0205.
Squawk 0205.
With regards to this descent as well, there's no problem with minimum safe altitudes. Whenever you look down and see snow, you always think, oh, I wonder if it's high altitude, but it's not. Let me just read that old weather message as well, because I don't want that on my eCam. I don't think you can clear the messages. You just read it and then it's gone, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, so sadly no air traffic control online by the sounds of it. So my plan is 7,000 feet at Whiskey 955. Green dot by this point. We get flaps 1 out by 953, and after 953 we can start a nice steady descent down to 3,000 feet. So 952, flaps 2 will come out then with the glide slope. We're nicely in line then. Well, by this point we're actually on the localizer, so we'll probably capture localizer nice and early. After arrival we're looking for vacating runway Alpha 7. Any questions? Always so simple, isn't it? To do the brief. Then we have to actually carry it out. Oh, Christian, that's a very slight change. So QNH has changed. 1005. Wind's changed as well for us, Christian. Okay. So it's now 1005. What are those winds now? 280 at 24. Can we go ahead and pop that in? No, I've got to put the whole thing in. So, with that kind of headwind though, very little flare will probably be needed. Easy simulation, how do I get the blue band? So that was my top of descent marker. I used the fixers page for that. Right, I'm going to just shallow off that rate of descent. I'm going to keep the speed up. So via speed of 1,900 feet. I'm going to keep the speed up for separation. Brian, you think Nick is far enough behind us to not cut in line tonight? Burn. Wow. You're never going to live that down, Nick, are you?
Air Italy 2004, release for further descent. Monitor Unicom 122, decimal 8, bye-bye.
Unicom 28, Air Italy 2004, thank you very much, ciao.
Wings 15, whiskey descent flight level 190.
Locked.
Wings 15, whiskey descent flight level 190.
Descent flight level 190.
Skyway 5556.
And how long to landing? Not long at all, mate. About 20 minutes.
122.8 from Skyways 5556, connect.
About 20 minutes.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, descend to flight level 150.
Flight level 150, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike.
Wings 15, whiskey descent to flight level 170.
Descent flight level 170, your wing 15.
Ryanair 926 Mike, clear direct to Cookham. Expect to cross Cookham at flight level 270. Report ready for descent.
Hazelgen, oh, you had to use the de-icing function. I'm sure that's something fly-by-wire will bring in at some point. Which will, of course, be
Speedbird 464,
very nice.
Flight level 170 by Nico.
Flight level 170 by Takeoff, and have we got enough space in between us?
Say again?
Oh, Nick's worried. Now Nick's worried about spacing.
Now separation at 3-4 miles.
Thank you very much.
Wings 15 whiskey, speed 260 or less when converging.
260, Eurowings 15 whiskey.
Keep wondering when the Phoenix A320 is going to be released. Not heard too much about it for a while. Maybe Sim Update 7 didn't work well for them. Anyway, our landing and weather information has been received. AFMGC is set. Landing elevation is 600 feet. We're going to go auto brake low. We've done the arrival briefing. We know what we want to do when we want to do it. Standby QNH is set. Engine mode selector is normal. We've got the anti-ice on as we go through this cloud layer in a moment. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. Landing checklist. Minimums are 800. Set both sides. Engine mode selector is normal. EFB is stowed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. If you could please return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. If you are travelling with an infant, please ensure that they are
Hello Control, good evening, Flight Italy 360. We are inbound Sierra Alpha Lima at flight level 370.
Please contact a member of the cabin crew if you require assistance.
Flight Italy 360, good evening, Eurocontrol, is radar contact.
Eurocontrol, Flight Italy 42 Delta, flight level 290.
So if we actually look, we've still got about just under 100 miles to go. We are very below the profile. Alt star. unless we decide to take a
Radar
shortcut.
296 Mike, we are now approximately 10 miles to touch.
It's going to require some good comms on Unicom, I think, if anyone is to do that.
Ryanair 926 Mike, descend to flight level 270 by Cookham.
270 by Cookham.
Brian, I'm not worried, mate. I'm still under ATC control. That's his job. Not too worried if there's an aircraft near us. Right, we're now flight level 150.
Qatari 9 Echo Papa, clear direct to Renta.
Take the anti-ice off for a bit. We're flying level. There's no clouds at our altitude. So yeah, if we fly the full track mileage, we've got 87 miles to go. Well, we're about 10,000 feet below profile, so loads of miles to mess with, to slow down and things. If you've enjoyed the flight so far, guys, please do remember to hit that like button. If you're new, then please consider subscribing. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss future streams and videos. So far it's been a great flight. ATC all the way from the moment we logged on the ground in Hamburg. Just going to be a shame that ATC in a moment.
Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye-bye.
Traffic ahead, watching Unicom 122.8. Assist Unicom public.
Aero control flight LA 360, request descent.
Flight LA 360, descent flight level 290 initially.
290, flight LA 360.
Get Unicom on the standby. One less thing to do. So we can actually see we're only 26 miles away from the airfield, but flying the full track, which given the amount of aircraft coming in may not be a bad idea. You're flying that full track. We've got 75 miles to go. I've just realised now, looking at that navigation display, that I put the wrong radial in for the hold.
Ryanair 926 miles. Last met report from Kraków Palice at 2130 UTC. Wind 250 degrees, 19 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, light rain, cloud skew 500 feet, broken 2200 feet, temperature +3, viewpoint +1, QNH 996.
We have package weather information. Thank you so much, Ryanair 926 Mike.
Again?
Does it really matter if a Ryanair pilot gets the weather?
For information about,
he's still going to bounce it down the runway.
Ryanair 926 Mike.
Ryanair 926 Mike. Proceed direct to Cookham. Release for further descent. Monitor Unicom 122.8. Bye-bye.
We are proceeding Cookham and for further descent we monitor Unicom 122.8.
Okay, now looking at where we are, altitude and needing to slow down, etc. And the tailwind I've got behind us, I probably want to get further descent going.
76, flight to the 360.
Report Mach number.
That's when he has a break in his comms.
360 report Mach number.
Aero control flight to the 360, radio check.
Flight 360, radio 5, report.
Come on, I don't want left high and dry.
0.77, flight to the 360.
And Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, request further descent.
42 Delta report, Mach number.
Mach decimal 81, safety for
Thank you.
Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, request further descent.
Alpine 434 Alpha Mike, release for further descent, monitor Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
Over to Unicom, thanks for the service, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, good night. Okay. So we'll start our final descent now. Thrust idle, open descent, and 6,000 blue. Down we go. Lots of ATC disappeared in the last 20 minutes or so, hasn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, you may have noticed that we've just begun our final descent into our destination. If you could now assist the cabin crew by tidying up your tray table
Anti-ice coming back on.
as they come around, that would be most appreciated. For safety reasons, we ask now that you please turn off all electronic devices or switch them to airplane mode until after we have landed. Please note that the aircraft toilets are now out of use.
Vienna traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike on the Mobile 5 Mike transition, passing Whiskey 961 to land runway 29.
Vienna traffic, Eurowing 45 Whiskey overhead, Whiskey 965 on the Mobile 5 Mike transition, runway 29.
935 Dark Fury, not 953. Christian, what's the QNH? Wasn't it 1004? Or was it 1005? Thank you. 1005. Okay, so I'm just going to start rolling that speed back now. 250 knots. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm also going to activate the approach phase. So that's done. Welcome everyone, if you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to the final approach and landing. Should be interesting down there underneath this cloud layer. Looking forward to seeing that. Track miles to go, 42. Perfect. Coming up on 10,000 feet, let's get the lights on. Might get a few micro stutters in as well, as that wonderful handcrafted airport is loading. Initially I briefed, I wanted a green dot by this waypoint just here, which is Whiskey 955. However, given the long final we're going to get, I'm going to go to green dot after we've passed that. We'll have plenty of time to slow down. Although, if I do want to descend with the glide, we're going to pick that up probably quite nice and early, aren't we? So no, let's stick with the original plan. So let's go green dot now. So we selected manage speed. Green dot coming. Into the clouds. Digital, has Nick lost his internet, did you just say? Oh, that's frustrating for him.
Cabin crew, about 15 minutes to landing.
Vienna traffic Skyway 5556 established on the localizer runway 29er, 14 miles out.
Vienna traffic Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, establishing on localizer 21 miles, runway 29. Lock start, we couldn't get that on before because we were just a bit too far out, but now we're establishing, there we go, lock start. You can just see the ground as well. We should just be nicely below the profile now as well, so let's set a nice V speed of, well, if we set 1,000 feet per minute, that should be, that should keep us on our way down with the glide slope, just a little bit below it, then we'll level that off, intercept the glide slope nicely. I'm going to keep the speed up for the time being.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will shortly be landing. Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your laptop inside. Your tray table must be stowed, armrest down, and window blind open. You now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing.
Happy to continue flying at green dot for the time being.
Any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Let's continue the descent down to platform altitude, so let's set 3,000 feet blue. Tell you what, why not? Recording is in session. I've got no concerns about bleeding the speed off with the headwind that we've got. Digital just giving us a peer up there. 54 knot headwind at 3,000 feet. Here comes the glide slope, flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1. We'll set speed now of 180 knots. Vienna traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, established runway 29, 17 miles, slowing 180 knots.
Vienna traffic, Eurowings 15 Whiskey 88, established on the runway 29, 21 miles. We'll slow down to 180 and up to maintain separation.
We'll slow this down a little more. The wind is actually slowing us down. You can see we're still going down 1,000 feet per minute. The wind is what's slowing us down. We'd normally have to wind that up a little bit, which, to be fair, I am going to do. I'm now going to set a 600 feet per minute descent. Glide slope should hopefully catch us up there. We'll get flaps 2 out, and if we can do that, we may have achieved a beautiful CDA. There we go. Flaps 2, speed checked. Flaps 2. Okay, now let's actually arm the approach.
Traffic Skyway 5556 is on.
Alt glide slope blue, Cat 3 dual,
Yeah.
autopilot 1, 2 engaged. Be nice to see this replay afterwards. Just checking out that ground speed. Look at that ground speed, 137. I'm really going to have to reduce that rate of descent if I want to catch that glide slope without levelling off. So we've just set that to 300 feet per minute. .12 mile final. Vienna traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, runway 29, 12 mile final, speed 180 knots. Okay, runway is in sight. Let's concentrate on the landing.
Vienna traffic, speedbird 464 is going to extend downwind to help separation.
Yeah, you look pretty coated there.
Yeah, the internet went for 2-3 minutes and I seem to have come back into a bit of a spaghetti mess.
I'm surprised Nick didn't just come back in front of me. What's our decision altitude? It's 800 feet, isn't it? Yeah, we can see the runway lights. We're good. Don't worry though, we're going to have an instant replay of this afterwards, so stick around once we've landed for that. And we'll have a look at some passenger views. Come on, glide slope star. Don't want to level off. Give me a CDA. So close. Ooh, wind gust. Glide slope star, missed approach altitude 5,000 feet, set. Glide slope was captured. Vienna traffic, Alpine 34 Alpha Mike, runway 29, 8 miles established.
$2,500.
So radar altimeter is live, 3,000 feet. Can you see the wind buffeting the aircraft? I can just see it a little bit. Just trying to find that nice view ready for when we come in there. Yeah, look at the ground speed. 144.
Eurowings 15 whiskey maintaining 180 knots, maintain separation.
Okay, 6 miles. Let's start configuring for our final approach. So we're going to go manage speed now. Landing gear down, spoilers armed.
Vienna
Flaps
traffic,
3.
55, 56,
Speed
clear
checked.
runway 29 in Vienna.
Flaps 3 set. Ding the cabin.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Five miles, flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin is secured. Auto thrust speed. Go around altitude 5,000 feet. Set. Eco memo. Landing no blue. Go around will be toga. Pitch up. Establish go around flaps. That's the wrong order actually. Whoa, wind. So toga, go around flaps, pitch up, positive rate, gear up, FMAs. And then
1,000.
thrust reduction. Climb to 5,000 feet. Can you see this wind, guys? Wow. Just wow.
1,000. 1,000.
Nothing wrong with keeping that autopilot engaged just for a small time being. Thank God it's a headwind. Replay coming up after this. Okay, picture is looking good. Autopilot disconnected. I have control. So we just drifted slightly to the left. Let's get her back on the centre line. that wind giving us extra lift, which has just pushed us up a little bit as well. Keep an eye on both Pappies and glide slope, but ultimately we're looking at the touchdown zone. Try and keep that picture. 500 approach stable. Even though it's a headwind, it's not the easiest of approach.
300. 100 above.
Vienna traffic, Eurowing 15 Whiskey, now capturing Gleisfeld, 7 miles, maintain 180.
200.
Lots of input. You can't see, but continue there. And you can't see, but lots of inputs coming in from the side stick.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
That wasn't the greatest touchdown in the world. Auto brake low doing its job, and we've got spoilers deployed, reversers green, 70 knots, reversers are off. Let's disconnect that auto brake, roll out, vacate on Alpha 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet access may now be used. Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area.
Runway.
On behalf of the captain and the crew, it
Then
has
we
been
can
our
call
pleasure
vacated.
looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your EasyJet journey. For the latest news, promotions, flight and destination information, check out our official Facebook page, Twitter or EasyJet app.
At least we vacated on the right taxiway anyway. Vienna traffic runway 29 vacated. Oh, let's find somewhere to park, shall we? So digital, what's that? Yours was 384. No ideas what ours were, but it probably wasn't far off that, to be completely honest with you. It looked rough, didn't it? Never mind. We're down safe and we haven't broke anything. Okay, we're going to go straight ahead on exit 12, and we'll park up somewhere pretty. I also want to check out the replay. So if you want to see how bad that actually looked, then we'll have a look in a moment. We'll just park at a gate pretty quickly, then I can get that replay running, and we shall see. Christian, yeah, sadly static aircraft in the way. Oh, we can see a couple more aircraft on final. That's neat. Let's get parked at the West Pier, shall we? Charlie 36 looks good. We'll not do the full shutdown because, as I said, I'm going to get the replay running in a minute, so you guys can check that out. Fantastic scenery though, but yes, sadly the static aircraft are in the way at times. Who's this coming into land? That's the Eurowings. Was that Dark Fury flying the Eurowings? Right, let's check out the replay then, shall we? Now, I must remember a couple of things with the replay. Number one, come off V-Pilot and VATSIM. Thank you very much to everyone who's flown alongside